What's up guys, welcome back to Team Neutralix. My name is Lxuliy and today I'm going to show you how you can easily learn every combo in Brawlhalla. If this video helps, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel as we have an entire library to help you improve. And if you want any personal coaching from me or any of the other coaches, check out Team Neutralix down below. Okay, so in order to hit every single combo in Brawlhalla, first you need to actually learn the combos, right? So how do we do that? First off, you can just go to the site called Brawl Database or Brawl DB. You can click on your weapons, right? In this example, you just use sword. And then here you can basically just look at anything about swords. So like here you have the moveset, obviously, if you want to learn the moves. Here you have the basic combos. So stuff like D-Light Jump Stare, D-Light Jump Dare, and D-Light Recovery. And these are going to be the ones you're mainly going to be using. So like D-Light Recovery, for example, in order to kill, D-Light Jump Stare, and D-Light Jump Dare to build up damage. And then here you have like the advanced combos, so stuff like D-Light Jump Inlight, if you see it. And just a bunch of other like really advanced combos, which you probably won't be going for unless it's like a situation in where you want to go for it, like D-Light Nair sometimes I'll go for, right? But that's just more of the advanced combos, not really the ones you will always see, but you know, you can learn them that way. And then here's like the niche combos, so stuff like this where it has like 7 decks, you can do Stare into Inlight and it obviously stops at like a certain HP. Here you can do Ground Pound to Inlight at 6 decks and then it stops at 40 HP. So you can do this, you can just keep looking through all your different weapons, like, you know, let's say we're doing like Hatatori, right? So we can go to Spear next, and then we can look at the combos for Spear, right? D-Light Jump Stare, and then D-Light Recovery, and then D-Light Nair, stuff like that. And obviously there's like videos here, so you can even see like how they input it. If you're like struggling to input it, you can see like each and every video, how it's inputted. Is there something like you're doing wrong, or you're like positioning it weird, something like that. The second way in order to learn your weapon is obviously through Neutralix or any other guide on YouTube. So here on Neutralix, like we have the guides, we do this every single year, right? And for example, here we have a hammer guide, here we have an axe guide, here's a spear guide, guitar guide, bow guide, scythe guide, spear guide, lance guide. So if you want to keep up to date on your like specific weapon, what the combos are, how to play it, stuff like that, you can obviously just go to YouTube, go to Neutralix, find our guides, you know, even just search up like your weapon. You can just go here and like, let's say, I don't know, I want to search up like sword guide Brawlhalla, right? One of the first results. And then you can see here, like here's our video, here's another one, right? And there's just a bunch of different guides you can use. Anyway, so when you learn the combos for your weapons, obviously then you can go to Brawlhalla, just launch it right here, and then go to offline play, go to training, pick whatever legend you're going to play. I will use Hatatori for this example. Usually you just pick like a flat map, so like Small Brawl Haven or Demon Island, something like that. I'll use Demon Island for this example. Okay, so once you're in training, you want to go over to the top left here, and then you'll have either an option where it says like tab or like your share button on your PS5 controller, something like that. You'll just have a settings tab here, and then you can go here, you can turn off item spawning, and then turn on stun. You can also do like show damage, show hitboxes, and show hurt boxes, but stun's going to be the most important one. And then go to the bot settings here, you can set damage reset, you can set yourself to control the bot, or you can manually just hit the bot to the middle of the stage like this. Right? And then once they're in the middle here, you can just go back and then turn on position reset. So when you've done that, you can go to the top left again, and then you can give yourself whatever weapon you want. We'll start off with sword, and then now you actually start like practicing the combo. So one thing to keep in mind is with show stun, it's going to tell you if you have a dodge window or not, right? And so a true combo is not going to have any dodge window, but if you're like a little too late with the combo, you're going to see there's a dodge window now. This dodge window just means this is how many frames a person has in order to get out of a combo. So if they have 4 frames, and let's just like set the dodge random, if I were to try to hit them with the combo, right, if I misinput it and don't do it fast enough, they have time to dodge it, and then I'll just miss the combo. But if I hit it true, they can't dodge it. So the one combo I will always like recommend practicing if you're very new to learning combos is D-Light Jump Stare. D-Light Jump Stare is used on a lot of weapons. For example, if I just like scroll through, on Spear, if your opponent's jumping, D-Light Jump Stare. On Bow, if your opponent's on the ground, you have D-Light Jump Stare. On Blasters, you have D-Light Jump Stare. And if you're playing Hammer and your opponent's at higher HP, you can also do D-Light Jump Stare. Okay, so we know what combos to go for, we know what a true combo is, we know that, you know, something like D-Light Stare is a very common combo we're going to see on most weapons. So with all this knowledge, how do we actually go about making sure we hit this combo true? So if I'm playing sword, for example, right, what I can do is if I do D-Light I can press my jump button and Sair button at the same time, and it will automatically do both actions. So you can use this to make sure you constantly hit your combo true instead of having to do D-Light, jump Sair like this, and then be slower. You could just do it automatically, right? And this goes for any combo. Like if I do D-Light into jump recovery, I can just press jump and recovery at the same time. And this goes for every single weapon, not just like Katatori's sword. Like if I go to spear, play jump, I can press jump and Sair at the same time. And yeah, this also works for just any character, any weapon. So like if I'm playing Hammer on Scarlet, I can do D-Light, press jump and Sair at the same time. It'll do it at the same time. It'll do it frame perfect every single time. And now you will be able to do your combos faster. You don't have to worry about pressing each individual input like that and being slower. Okay, so now in order to practice our true combos, in order to make sure we always hit them consistently, what we're going to do is when we go into training room, we're going to want to do each combo a certain amount of times over and over again. You can choose to either do like 10, 15, 20. For this example, I'm only going to do 5 just so it's not too long. So let's say I'm playing sword and I want to do D-Light Sair. To start off, I'll just do D-Light, jump Sair, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, right? And now that I hit it all consistently, I can move on to the next combo. So I would do D-Light jump Dair, right? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then 5 times. And then, you know, then I'll move on to like D-Light recovery, D-Light into Nair like this, and I can even like after that I'll go to spear, and then I'll set the bot to jump, and then I'll do, you know, like D-Light jump Sair, right? Like another example. And you just do this until you've gotten used to every single combo on your kit. And if you want, you can even do like the more advanced combos, stuff like that. Just make sure you have every combo down consistently, and you just practice this, you know, do it like 15 minutes a day, and you'll get really consistent at it. Like I don't think I've dropped a single combo on like the weapons I main, right? Just because I've been practicing it every single day. You get it consistent, you build up muscle memory, and then like your brain's never gonna forget how to input it. Okay, so real quick, I wanted to talk about more advanced combos. So if you're playing something like Gauntlets, right, you have obviously like normal true combos like D-Light, side light, but you also have a combo like D-Light into jump, chase dodge, nair, they have to do perfectly. Now, when we look at this combo, right, what I do here is I do D-Light, and then I want you to watch this little stun that's going to come up on my screen. As soon as I get this little blue mark, notice how I instantly jump, I turn around for this combo, and then I chase dodge into reverse nair like this. I do this basically frame perfect. And there's a lot of combos that are going to be really hard to input just because of how frame perfect they are, and so you have to practice it a ton. And obviously, like, even if you like hit it right, you have to make sure it's also true. In this case, I did hit it true. But yeah, these are like really hard combos to learn, but also sometimes they can be very beneficial. You also still have stuff on Gauntlets like D-Light into jump, chase, dodge, recovery, which is also basically the same input, you're doing recovery instead of the nair. And that's really important because that's a free kill option, right? So yeah, with D-Light recovery, a lot of people don't really go for this anymore, right? Like people who are practicing Gauntlets for the first time, stuff like that. They don't just go straight into doing, you know, D-Light recovery, because it's a hard input. You have to learn how to jump, chase, dodge forward, and recovery all at the same time in like a frame perfect succession. So what a lot of people do is, instead of doing that, like I just showed you, they will do D-Light into recovery with a GC. So they will GC the D-Light, and then all they have to do is just chase dodge forward to recovery instead of inputting the jump, because it obviously with the jump it makes it a lot harder, because that's pressing 3 things compared to just pressing literally 2 things. If you start out like learning harder like weapons with harder combos, you can do stuff like this, but keep in mind it is beneficial to try to learn how to do D-Light into jump, chase, dodge, recovery. And I'm telling you, if you practice it enough, you will get the timing down consistent. It will get into your muscle memory. It just might take a bit longer than most weapons. So another combo I want to talk about is on Hammer, and this is the combo. Right? It's basically the same thing as Gauntlets, in which I just do D-Light, jump, chase, dodge forward, recovery, and it's true. This is just called the Russian Mafia. It's a bit of an easier version of the Gauntlets one. It's not as frame perfect, so it's easier to get down consistently. But this is just like another example of another really hard input to hit. It's not as simple as just doing, you know, like D-Light jump Sair like that. And so when you learn these combos, just make sure like you understand like some of these can be a lot more harder to do than others, and that you're just constantly practicing them, giving them time, right? And like just go slow at it, right? You don't have to like input as fast as possible. Just make sure you're learning it, you get the timings down, and then once you get that timing down, your muscle memory is going to kick in, it's going to remember it. Okay, so for this next part, I want to real quick go back to Brawl Database. And this is when you learn combos that involve signatures. So obviously you have your main, so like we'll use Hammer for this example, right? You have Hammer, you main Cassidy, right? And we know the basic combos on Hammer, right? We know D-Light Jump Sarah, D-Light Sadlight, D-Light into Jump Dare, reversed, right? You have all these different combos you can do. You remember these combos, you learn these combos, right? But if you're playing Cassidy, for example, what you can do is you can click on this Legends tab, and then pick Cassidy. And then what you can do is you can actually go to the signature combos here, and then you can learn your character specific combos. So a good example would be D-Light into Instinct. This is very popular on Cassidy. This works out like all HPs, it does a lot of damage, it's really good, it kills early, like this is a really good combo, right? So if you're playing Cassidy, you may want to go for this over something like D-Light Sarah, for example, if you want to kill on the top, or, you know, go for D-Light Sarah if you want to kill on the side, kind of depending, situational stuff, right? But this is also just another combo you can learn. And then another example would be N-Light into Dash Side Sig. This, a lot of Cassidy players do this. The one thing about this one is notice that it says at 0. This is a combo that only works at 0 HP, so you can only do it if your opponent's at white, right? So be sure to make sure, like when you're doing this combo, that your character is at white, right? The character you're about to hit is at white. And there's a lot of characters that have these kind of combos. Another example would be like Taros, who has this, where it only works at 0 HP. But yeah, like you can do this. This is just easy damage build at the start of the game if you hit it. And then you have D-Light into Side Sig here. Notice how the C here, the C just means close, so when I hit the D-Light, I have to hit it close. And this is what I was talking about before with like, make sure you have the spacing properly, right? But you can do this. This is used a lot. Thatch also has a very similar one if you want to look at that one. And this one stops at 60 HP. So yeah, and this goes for like every legend. Most legends are going to have at least one, some won't. Like a good example of one that doesn't is Ulgrim. He's not going to have one, right? And so you can check what characters have it, what characters don't. Taros was one I was mentioning. If you play Axe, you have Insig into Sadlight like this, which stops at 30. It's super early, but you can do this. And with this combo specifically, right, if I hit Insig into Sidelight, if you know your Axe combos, you know Sidelight into Jump Nair is true, so you can also do Insig, Sidelight, Jump Nair for a free 3-piece. So another character-specific combo that I absolutely love is on Yumiko. So if I'm playing on Brawlhalla, for example, right, and if I go like right here to where this little line is on the map, if you kind of see that little line, that little green line, right, if I position myself right here and I do a GC, I can hit all of that true. So this combo I'm doing right here is just Insig, GC Insig into Chase Dodge Air into Reverse Recovery, right? And so what this kind of looks like is it's going to be, I'm right here, I'm on this little line, I GC here, I catch him with this Insig here because it hits a little on stage, I send him down, I Chase Dodge, I Dare, and because this Dare sends him upwards, he clips into this wall like this where he's just standing still, and he gets sent flying down, and so when I do Reverse Recovery, he gets hit by that also. And then obviously, right, I can just go back to stage. He's down a stock, I'm up a stock. Now, this might be very situational, but it's very useful, and I've hit this in multiple games, right? Just keep in mind that they're at low HP. I believe it works at 0 to 20, maybe 30. I would only really do it at 0, right? And then obviously they have to be slightly off stage, kind of like here, standing somewhere in this area, so then your Instinct can catch them. And then you have to position yourself where you're not too high, because if you're like too high here, and let's just say I try to do Insig when I'm like right here, even though it hits, I can only do D-Light, and because he doesn't touch the bottom part of the stage, it doesn't hit true, right? I can't do Reverse Recovery. So make sure you position yourself at least like right here, near the bottom, and then you can hit this true every single time. It's actually really easy once you start practicing it, and it's a very useful combo on Yumiko. So yeah, this video helped you. You already know what to do, right? I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.